All right, welcome in. Gabe DeArmond here, the publisher of PowerMizzou.com. Taking a few minutes today to catch up with Martez Manuel, Mizzou junior safety. And I guess, Martez, the day after, like the biggest day in college sports in a long time, man. Just tell me what yesterday was like, the first day of name, image, and likeness for all you and your teammates, and kind of what it means to you.
Um, Yesterday was definitely a great day. I feel like this is something definitely that has been long needed and long necessary for us as athletes. There was actually, I don't know, there's always been like speculations about if this is right, if it isn't, stuff like that. But like people don't realize like when we're in like in season, we're working 15-hour shifts. Like we're doing football all day,
Mhm.
and and a lot of times like we don't even see the appreciation for the things that we're sacrificing. You know what I mean? As student athletes at an SEC school. So just to finally feel like you're being recognized and able to, it sounds crazy to even say, but able to use yourself, you know what I mean, to
Mhm.
promote yourself. Like the fact that we couldn't do before seems bizarre, but just really happy and just really grateful for the opportunity for this to happen while I'm in college. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen some of it. The people that are saying, "Well, this is gonna mess up college sports." I don't get it, but like you said, all you guys got yesterday is the same right that any other person in the country has.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And to answer your other question, when you were saying what it looked like for me and my teammates, I don't know. I feel like all over the country, people were just kind of like, "Oh, I got to do this quick, quick." You know what I mean? I got to start making moves. But I talked to a lady who usually gives me really good advice, and she was telling me about how that you really want to make sure that you have like a purpose that you're doing it for, and you know what I mean, that it's not really just like put money in my pockets. You know what I mean? You want to have something that you're reaching out to. So yeah, when she told me that, it just kind of made me realize like how important like building relationships with businesses and stuff like that are before you just run in there and request money. You know what I mean? So that's why something I've been working on that's in the process right now is I'm really starting to start the process of starting my own youth camp here in Columbia this summer for children from like thinking like 6 to like 14 years old, 15 years old, like right before high school. And what that's going to be is just an opportunity for kids all around the Columbia to come out to a positive environment, you know what I mean, with role models in their community, whether that's people who play football or people who don't, or, you know what I mean, just positive role models in this community here. You know what I mean? It just means a lot to me to be from this city and grow up here and see like so many different role models like Mike Porter, Sophie, you know what I mean? People like that who, you just as a kid in Columbia, you grow up like idolizing and learning a lot from. So I thought this is really like my chance to take advantage of my opportunity that I've been given and my my area in life that I'm at. You know what I mean? My image, and just take advantage of it and just put out something there for the youth that can really just be really positive. You know what I mean?
If you think back to when you were growing up, like you were saying, I mean, say it's 2012, and 10-year-old Martez can go to a James Franklin camp in Columbia or something like that. I mean, that's what you're wanting to offer kids around here.
Yeah, seriously, because I remember actually when I was even like a freshman in high school, like 15 years old, after a spring game, Mizzou used to have like their players come to like this barbecue for the community and stuff, and seeing guys like Cam Hilton and like Kendall Blandon and Drew Lock, you know what I mean, guys like that, just as a freshman in high school, just like, whoa, like, you know what I mean, like this stuff is like it's possible. A big thing for kids in Colombia all over the world is just seeing a positive role model, positive outlet that shows them like I can truly do anything I put my mind to. And I feel like that's something that I really want to make aware in this camp that I'll be doing. I also have been reaching out to like big brothers, big sisters, and like Boys and Girls Club um, for possible like charity, I mean, donations to them for percentages of this camp, and just reaching out to local businesses here in Columbia, like Core, stuff like that, where nonprofits, where we can even, what I'm saying, they can be a sponsor or a partner on, I mean, in this camp. Just something like that I can really do to show my appreciation to all the support that the fans here in the community have shown me. So, yeah.
So your Zoom background, and I know you tweeted out yesterday, is kind of a logo. It's I guess your brand. It's got T3Z. Everybody that doesn't know, you're number 3. So explain the kind of the reasoning behind that and what that will go on and be for you going forward.
So T3Z, or I don't know if people even caught it, but what I like about it is it also says Tez. My name's Martez, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that is just, to me, it's just, I feel like it's just like it's mine, you know, like it's something that I can always carry and I can be proud of, and I can really like play out the way that I want it to look. Like a lot of times in college sports or even professional sports, like we're always our voice is always in what our team says. If our team puts out a statement, you know what I mean, then we have to just be, everyone just assumes that's how we feel about something, you know. But I feel like this is something that really nothing will hit the surface, nothing will go public if it's not something that I truly believe in myself. You know what I mean? It's nothing is going to come from this brand that I have not, you know what I mean, looked over and looked over and looked over 3-4 times, you know, crossed every box, you know. So yeah, that's just, it's just something that I can really use to like I said before, change lives here in the community. Like I can also do like community service events if that's going out to retirement homes and cleaning up, you know what I mean, people's rooms, or you know what I mean, just going to parks and cleaning up. This is all something that I can do with just a few t-shirts and some flyers through my brand, you know, just stuff that I feel like we don't really have any like huge brand that truly represents like the communities in Columbia outside of University of Missouri. You know what I mean? Like we have Mizzou, but outside of that, we don't really have something that just truly is ours. So this is something I really just want to do for like the kids here and like the families here who may be less fortunate, you know, just something they can just come to and just be happy and just, you know, like, yeah, just be happy.
And I assume that with a brand like that, I mean, hey, everybody knows the goal is to play in the NFL, right? And hopefully you're playing in the NFL, and that logo is on T-shirts and all that. But even if that's not what ends up happening, let's say 5 years down the road, you start a construction company. That's your brand that can go on all that stuff.
Exactly. And that's a big part, like I was saying earlier, about, you know, building relationships with businesses now, because this brand, let's say that, you know what I mean, that things don't go as planned and, you know what I mean, life changes and I don't play in the NFL for X amount of years or something like that, you know, like this is a brand that me building those relationships with people who have power and, you know what I mean, a big say in things around town. This is something that can grow my brand even off the field. You know, this is something that can be a part sponsor and partnership with big, huge companies here in town, you know, something that can live on way longer after I done playing football. So, yeah.
So you mentioned you talked to a lady that had given you advice, and you guys are allowed now to have agents and stuff. I mean, do you have people that are kind of advising you and helping you through how to do all of this stuff?
Yeah, but it's not an agent. I have a woman here who is actually the founder of Core.
Mm.
That which, if you don't know, Core is just a nonprofit here in Columbia for high school students to go to after practice and get a free meal every night, get access to tutors, access to like a home, a brotherhood. I went there for 5 years. So the lady who's the founder, his name is Angie Azani, and I don't really think I'm ready yet to have an agent or like a financial advisor who I'm paying, you know, on payroll. So this is just someone that I know that I can trust and know that truly has my best benefit at heart. You know what I mean? So that's why I went to her, and we sat down for yesterday for probably about 2.5 hours just talking and planning. And we have already have business cards on the way in the mail, and the approach of approaching a business and asking to speak to the marketing advisor, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just someone who's really going to be able to show me how to do this on a very professional level, and not just hey, I'm gonna get on Instagram and put on my story, you know what I mean, to come somewhere and eat. You know, just something that I can really take this from like a small thing into something that really can carry some weight for a long time, you know?
I'm curious, what kind of guidance did you guys get, whether it was from coach, from the compliance office, from the athletic department, leading up to this? Because we've known this was coming for a little while now. What kind of talks and meetings did you guys have as a team, and them advising you on what to do?
We actually had a lot. We had like 3 meetings, each of them probably about 2 hours, you know. So we had a lot of people telling us like, hey, like there's a lot more to this than just money in your pockets, you know, like there's a lot of rules that we have to follow. whether that is, mentioning Mizzou in an ad or a commercial, if we're not, that like something that we can't do, even though we play for Mizzou, stuff like that. Or even coming down to, hey, once this money starts coming in, you guys are going to be required to file taxes on this money now. You know what I mean? So just different things like that, like the logistics and background that people on Twitter don't know. You know what I mean? So everyone just thinks that we're just these lucky athletes getting all these benefits, when in reality, like, we're honestly just having to grow up a lot faster than we did before. So yeah.
And it seems to me, and you tell me if this is not right, but man, having a head coach who's 37 years old, a lot of energy, he seems to be probably a guy that kind of gets this and gets how big a deal it could be for you guys.
Yeah. Coach Drink, man, he's already grown so much on me and has done a lot for me, man. Like, I can't thank him enough for just the smallest things that he does for us every day. But he's definitely somebody who is not bitter about this decision. He's definitely really excited for us, and he's just happy to watch us be able to build ourselves up and as his players, and just really have our own identity outside of him and outside of Mizzou football.
I'm curious, you were talking earlier about how much time you guys spend on football, and I think anybody that's around the sport understands it's basically a full-time job. Um, you're gonna have fall camp starting in a month. You're gonna have the season starting in 2 months. Is there, kind of balancing this with your foundation and what you're doing now with once football and school starts? Is that something that you think will be tough?
I actually do. I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, this is just going to be a lot to have on my plate at once. So the big thing and number one thing is, first of all, like, none of this matters if I'm not performing on the field. You know what I mean? So scratch all the endorsements, partnerships, all that. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm here to play football, and that's what I'm here to do. And this is not going to stop how hard I work every day, how much film I watch. You know what I mean? Like, this is not going to stop any of that. I don't care if I sign a $30,000 deal. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me, because at the end of the day, I gotta put my cleats on, and I gotta go out there on Saturdays and perform. You know what I mean, for the fans here. And I was actually talking to people earlier and just saying, like, how I really just want, like, this, like, we really want this year to get back to, like, the old pride that used to be here in Columbia, you know what I mean, as far as football goes, and just really just want to make some great memories. We have, you know what I mean, a lot of great talent in the locker room right now. So we're just really trying to seize that. And honestly, like, we've been having a leadership council, and the team is closer than it's ever been in my years at Mizzou. Just, you know what I mean? Like, we're like, there's a true brotherhood in that locker room. That's something that I can't say has been here the whole time I've been here. So we're just really trying to take advantage of all that right now, and just really trying to perform, and just, you know what I mean, just do what we came here to do, and that's play ball.
Hey, you've been around this town for a long time. When's the last time you saw Missouri fans this excited as they've been the last few months about Missouri football?
Man, I could not even tell you. Like, it would have to be back in when we were winning the East and stuff like that. Maybe a year off the East, the year right before we went back to back, I would say then. But like, it's crazy to see. Like, I've never just the amount of love that's on Twitter, and just, you know what I mean, all over Power Mizzou, stuff like that. Just like, it's crazy how much these fans are so anxious and so eager to get back in the stadium. And I just know that this year, like, we can really set some records for sold out games. You know what I mean? Just because people aren't going to take for granted anymore with COVID happening, being able to come out and support their Tigers. So it's just our job to, you know what I'm saying, make sure we give you guys something great to watch on Saturdays, and really be proud to be Mizzou Tigers, all of us.
I know you've probably been in that stadium when it's full and nuts and a winning team and all that. So I've never really talked to any of you guys about this. How weird was it last year? 11,000 fans. I mean, how different was that?
It was definitely different in good and bad ways, I would say.
Yeah.
The bad ways would be that, I didn't get to see like a roaring Faroe, like a crazy Faroe. Like, we had some games last year, Arkansas, LSU, that if that was a sold out stadium, or even when we blocked the kick to tie it up against the Dogs at home, like, if that was a sold out stadium, those would be like sights and sounds that you would never forget as long as you live. You know what I mean? But so that's why I would say it was bad. But at the same time, it was good. Well, I felt like it was good personally, because I felt like when it came to away games, there was no really home field advantage. You know what I mean? Like, there was no big crowds or like I remember my first year at Mizzou, we played in Athens at Georgia, and that was like the craziest. Like it seemed like it looked like a concert in there. You know what I mean? Like crazy. And so I would say last year, like playing in places like the Swamp, stuff like that, Tennessee, like it wasn't overwhelming. It was a lot easier to handle. Even South Carolina, stuff like that. Like it was so much easier to handle just because you felt like that you weren't getting screamed at by thousands and thousands of fans. You know what I mean? Just so I am excited to have full stadiums again, but also know that that means that home field advantage comes back into play. So we're really going to have to come with our A game every game, home or away.
So what's since spring ball ended, kind of what's it been like for you? What have you been doing? I know workout started here again 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Spring ball. I feel like spring ball was like a really big learning experience to me with the addition of Coach Wilkes, learning a new defense. It was definitely something that frustrated me at times. Just because I'm such a perfectionist. I like to be the smartest one on the defense when it comes to the playbook. You know what I mean? So it was definitely something that a lot of trial and error. But I will say, like, Coach Wilkes' defense is genius. Like, there's no other way I can put it. You know what I mean? The guy, he's so bright and so smart, like a true role model. Honestly, just you know what I mean. It's just something that he has an answer for everything. Like there's no play or formation that we can see that we haven't already practiced, and we're gonna get down the details. You know what I mean? We're gonna run one play for a week of fall camp. You know what I mean? Until we do it perfect. Stuff like that. So I would definitely say spring ball is definitely a big learning experience coming from a coach who has that NFL mindset and is bringing that down to the players. You know what I mean? Just put a lot more on us, but I can already tell, like, through walkthroughs and stuff that we've done, like, you know what I mean? It's already transferred my game so much since spring ball to now that I'm just so anxious to get on the field for fall camp and see like how far I've come.
And I know that's got to be a big deal for you guys. Not that anybody didn't like Ryan Walters or didn't have a good relationship with him, but it's a guy who's been a head coach in the NFL, man. That's got to be a pretty cool thing.
I like Coach Walters a lot. Me and him were really close. He recruited me, and he was a big. I think I might have interviewed with you in high school and said that he was a big reason why I committed to Mizzou in the first place. So I definitely have strong love for Coach Walters, but not to compare anybody or anything like that. But I'm very excited about Coach Wilkes. You know what I mean? Coach Wilkes, like I said, is a great coach, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah. So kind of want to wrap up with you going back to this name, image, and likeness stuff. Have you heard from whether it's Bolton or Roundtree or any of the guys, Bledsoe or Tyree, that was like, man, I wish this would have been around last year. I feel like Nick might have had some chances.
I haven't heard from them, but I've definitely seen like professional athletes on Twitter, like there's definitely some guys, you know what I mean, like Drew or Michael Porter, guys that would have made a killing off of this. So, like I said, I'm really excited to just be able to see athletes be able to, you know what I mean, earn the money that they're working for and truly like you just feel appreciated in their conference. I'm not gonna lie, and this is something that was actually talked about with some of me and my teammates last year. Sometimes last year, with it being a COVID year, it really kind of showed us like, how much does the NCAA really care about us? Because, you know, I mean, we're in a pandemic, but we're still going to be on the field. That really makes, a human being feel less like a human being. Like we're just entertainment. You know what I mean? So to be able to make this move that really shows that they truly appreciate what we do and all that we sacrifice every single day. You know what I mean? Whether that's relationships or friendships that we might have to put on hold because we're at football 15 hours a day. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. It just really makes you feel like appreciated for all the sacrifices that you make.
So last thing, if there's people who are interested in, what you're doing as far as camps or your brand or anything like that, what's the best way for them to kind of find out more and get in touch with you?
Actually right now I'm in the process of making a website for T3Z. And so once that's complete, then I'm going to tweet it out and I'm going to post it everywhere. But I would say for now, just I actually have business cards that I'm going to be posting on Twitter probably here in the next hour or so with all my information on it. And then those will obviously be in hand when they ship in a few days. And I'm going to go to local businesses all over Columbia and just propose my offers and just leave it on the table. So for now, I would just say once I post out my information, just email me, phone me, DM me, you know what I mean? Whatever is that's the big thing about this name, image, and likeness is that like social media, it really helps you connect with a younger generation or a newer generation. So, you know what I mean? It might be emails from older folks and then DMs from younger folks that are interested in, you know what I mean, helping in some way. So just whatever way is convenient to you. Once I do release the information, I just ask that you show respect and, you know what I mean, just realize that nothing that I do with this, you know what I mean, will ever just profit me. It'll always profit some type of charity here in Columbia, Missouri. So yeah, I would just say that they should just show respect and just be patient with me because like we talked about this whole time, I am very busy. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I do appreciate you taking the time. I guess from now on, we'll call you Martez Manuel, junior safety and entrepreneur.
Hey, let's do it, man. Sounds great.
All right, Martez. Thanks for the time, man. Have a good day.
Happy game, man.